After 60 long days of dieting, I'm finally shredded, and it was so much easier than I thought it was gonna be. I didn't follow any crash diets, I didn't drastically cut my calories, I ate a lot of carbs, and I didn't drink a single skinny tea. So if I didn't follow any of these crash diets, how was I so successful? It's simple. I followed the 3 main principles of long-term weight loss. But before we dive into the 3 key principles, let's talk about why all your past diets have failed. Now, it's no secret that the world is full of fad diets that promote quick weight loss results. Yet, statistically, these diets have an awful success rate. And according to a 2007 review of weight loss studies, sustained weight loss after a period of dieting is actually the exception, not the rule. So why do all these diets fail? Well, the problem actually lies in the setup of the weight loss plan itself. Quick fixes do lead to quick losses, but without a strategy for long-term maintenance, it is far too easy to rebound into old eating habits once our period of dieting is over. But avoiding this problem is easy if you follow the 3 key principles to long-term weight loss. First comes the most important principle, and that is your diet. If you're anything like me, any mention of a diet has you rolling your eyes and gripping on very tightly to those carbs you desperately don't want to cut. But it's not what you think, just let me explain. Weight loss isn't actually as hard as many people make it out to be, and it all comes down to a calorie deficit, where you just eat fewer calories on a daily basis than your body burns. But this isn't just through exercise. Your body burns calories in a lot of different ways. While resting, during physical exercise of course, non-physical exercise, and also through digesting food. So after taking all that into account, let's just say your body burns around 2,000 calories a day. To maintain your current weight, you would also need to eat 2,000 calories, and to lose weight, you'd need to eat less than that. But how do we know how many calories we're burning a day, and how do we create a deficit? Well, firstly, you need to find your maintenance calories. And calculating your maintenance calories is actually nowhere near as hard as it may sound, but if you don't know how to do it, I'll pop an easy way to calculate it on the screen now. After we have our maintenance calories, you need to decide how long you want your deficit to take. A slower, more sustainable rate of weight loss means losing around 0.5% of your body weight each week. But a more aggressive, shorter approach means losing around 1% of your body weight each week. Which may sound a little bit confusing, so let's break this down in an example. Say you're 135 pounds and you're eating 2,500 calories a day to maintain that weight. A 0.5% loss per week means reducing your intake by about 350 calories daily to 2,150. But for a 1% weekly weight loss, you'd need a larger deficit of around 675 calories per day, bringing you down to just 1,825 daily calories. Now, although a shorter, more aggressive option might seem more tempting to you, it is very important to avoid crash dieting here. A more sustainable rate of loss allows you to have a little bit more flexibility in your diet and enjoy free meals without completely derailing your progress. And this balance isn't just more enjoyable, it is the secret to long-term success when it comes to losing weight. But here's where most diets stop working. As you lose weight, your body just starts to run on fewer calories, meaning that naturally you burn less calories while at rest, while exercising, while doing non-exercise activities, and because we're not eating so much food, we're burning less calories while digesting, which means that after a few weeks of dieting, your initial deficit probably won't be much of a deficit at all. So you could, on paper, be doing everything right, but be eating the wrong amount of calories and making no progress at all. And don't worry, to account for this, all we need to do is drop our calories back down a little bit or up the amount we're exercising in order to push ourselves back into that deficit. So now that we have our deficit set, it's time to move on to principle number 2, and that is working out. Now, of course, you could just lose weight from the deficit coming from your diet alone, but including exercise into your plan gives you a way to burn calories and means you don't have to aggressively cut your food in order to stay within your calorie deficit. Plus, working out is also what's going to give you that toned, shredded look when you lose weight. But are there specific types of exercise you should do when you're trying to lose weight? All it comes down to is what you can maintain in the long term. Exercises that are higher intensity, such as running or HIIT, will burn much more calories within a small time frame in comparison to lower intensity exercises such as walking, which is very important to keep in mind when setting up a weight loss plan. I'll pop up a quick info sheet here on how many calories each exercise burns. That way you can decide personally what one is most worth it to you and which one will fit best into your lifestyle. Personally, Personally, getting in around 8 to 15,000 steps each day and doing a light to moderate form of cardio 2 to 5 times a week seems to be the sweet spot for me that I can maintain in the long run. And as I mentioned before, for those looking for a more shredded look when you lose weight, I recommend picking up weight training coupled with a protein-rich diet. Now, to break it down really quickly, all this would mean is weight training around 3 times a week, following progressive overload on all your lifts, and eating around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. But if you're looking for a little bit more information on starting the gym and working out your nutrition in line with those goals, I will pop a video up on the screen now that talks all about this. So now we have our diet and our workout set, let's talk about the most crucial part of weight loss, and that is how to keep the weight off. Now, there's 2 main things we need to consider here. The first one being consistency. A consistent calorie deficit, no matter how long it takes you, inevitably will lead to weight loss. It also turns healthy eating into a routine, which helps you avoid weight gain rebounds after our dieting period has ended. And honestly, it doesn't matter how many times you go off plan. The only thing that matters when it comes to weight loss is jumping back on plan as soon as you can and keep pushing with your calorie deficit. Now, here comes the most important thing we need to consider, and that is our post-diet plan. Without a plan to maintain our weight once it's off, it is inevitable that we go back to old eating habits and rebound on the weight that we've just lost. But don't worry, here is the exact plan you're going to follow to keep that weight off long term. First, you're going to need to come out of your deficit straight away and shift immediately to your maintenance calories for your new weight. This direct approach, instead of adopting approach such as reverse dieting, where you gradually come out of your deficit and up to your maintenance over time, allows you to come out of that deficit as soon as possible. Because if we aren't losing weight anymore, why would we want to keep our body in that stress state and stay in a deficit? This way, we're also allowing ourselves to eat as much food as possible to maintain our current weight, liberate ourselves from feeling restricted, and resist the urge to binge, which is so common after a dieting phase. Now, finding your sweet spot for your new maintenance calories will take a little bit of trial and error. It will probably be around 200 to 600 calories above your dieting intake, but this will be influenced by the exercises you were doing to maintain your deficit and also how rigorous your deficit was. So imagine your diet ended on 18,000 calories daily. The very next day, boost your intake to around 2,000 calories. After your intake is boosted, your new goal is to fine-tune this number. Gradually increase your calories, keeping a keen eye on the scale a few times a week to ensure your weight remains stable. If your weight holds steady for a week at this new calorie level, you'll know you're on track. And from this point, you can add another little increment of calories until you can no longer hold maintenance weight consistently over a week or 2 period. And to prevent unwanted weight gain at this stage, it's best to make these calorie adjustments in very small steps. This allows you to keep your progress in check and your body at its new weight while eating the most calories possible. Because the more food that you are able to eat, the less you will feel restricted and the more likely you are able to stick to a healthy eating plan that allows you to maintain your new body weight. Now, to wrap things up, I really hope this video helped shed a little bit of light on how to lose weight and keep it off in the long term and avoid becoming one of those weight loss study statistics. Please let me know what part of this video you found most useful, or if you're on your own weight loss journey, drop some tips down below so we can help some others out on their journeys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.